Then we have the fire suppression equipment. There are different types, water-based, there's foam types, you need fire pumps, you need a lot of items. The takeoff for this, often case what I've seen is that you count how many sprinkler heads you have, and then use that as a base for the estimates. You will multiply by a cost per head. Other times you're given a cost per square feet that includes the whole system. So it depends. If you're not into fire protection, then most of the time what you will do is do a quick takeoff of how many sprinkler heads you have and estimate that by the area. You may have underground services, valves, pipes that takes water to the different levels, and then branch lines that go to different rooms. And at the point of use, you have these sprinkler heads. This is a isometric of sprinkler head system. So in this case, they have a water tank with a pump, some recirculation system to test the pump and get things pressurized, and then you have the piping system to provide water to all these different points of use. You may have specialized equipment also for fire protection in kitchens. These you can see in restaurants or in commercial kitchen installations. The idea is that when you're cooking, you may have grease that can accumulate on those hoods, and that grease can cut fire. So you need a system that's able to turn off that fire very quickly without damaging the equipment in the kitchen. So then there is a specialized system that can do that. You do need to have pipe support. The piping system that takes water to the different points needs to be supported. So for that, you need to have hangers. You need to have some sort of a way to hold that hanger from the roof. So there's sometimes you put a angle or a support, and then from that point you drop down the different pipe hangers, and then you run your pipes into those hangers. At the point of use in the suspended ceiling, you may need to have additional finish. You have the pipe that comes over the roof, and then a T where you drop down the sprinkler head. So those are items that are included in the fire suppression system. Then we have plumbing. Plumbing, we have different types. We have pumps, we have equipment, we have fixtures, T's, valves, and so on. There could be different materials for piping: plastic, copper, cast iron, steel, depending on the use and the location. There is a different type of pipes. Normally, the pipes are counted by the different diameter. So you have different diameter of pipes, and then you will have one condition for each diameter. You will also have different materials. So then you have the materials and then the diameter. So if you have a I don't know, copper 2-inch pipe and you have PVC 2-inch pipe, those will be two different takeoffs. You will have one for each type and diameter of pipes that you have on site. The plumbing system normally has a water supply, the water that comes into the building. Then you have the fixtures and the equipment that provides water to the user, and then that water, after it's been used, needs to be drained and sent out to waste. So you have the water supply, the equipment and fixtures, and then the drain, waste, and vent piping that takes that water out of the system. The water supply normally comes under pressure from the city or from a pump located on the building. So that's a pressurized line. The drain waste and vent is working by gravity. So after you open the water in the sink, that water will drain by gravity. Because it drains by gravity, when the water moves into the pipe, it creates a vacuum. If you block that vacuum, then the water is not going to move. So you need to have also ventilation on that piping system so the water will flow. If the vents are blocked, then the vacuum will not allow the water to move. When the water comes into the building, you usually have a pressure reducing valve that drops down the pressure from the city level to the pressure you're going to use it. Inside the building, then it will go to the water heater. So after that, then you have two branches. You have cold water and then you have hot water that goes to the different fixtures. In equipment and fixtures, you will have a shut-off valve at each point of use, so you can, take out the equipment if you need to. If you need to replace a sink, for example, you need to have a way to disconnect the water. So you need to have a couple of valves over there to take those lines out and replace the sink if needed. You need water lines, and then you need the drain line. Sometimes you also need to have a P-trap. A P-trap is a piece of pipe that looks like this. It has a U type of shape. So if you have a sink over here and you put in some water, the water goes down and it sort of fills this U, right? And the water over here will drain by gravity. But there will always be this amount of water in that line. The idea of that is that the gases that you get from the drain system, those gases will not come into the room. They will stay away because of that water seal. So that's some of the fixtures that you have already come with a water trap. Others you do not, so you need to account for those. As I said, you need vent lines for the function of these systems. Sometimes you do need to have also cleanouts. Cleanouts are pieces of pipe where you have, for example, say that you have a pipe that goes like this, and then what they do is they install a T here with a cap. So you can take the cap off and run something to clean that pipe. So that's called a cleanout. You need to have cleanouts in your system also in order to clean the pipe when required.